Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do the arms, and for the arms you're gonna need red and blue yarn. So to start off, we're gonna use red yarn first, and we're gonna magic circle 8 single crochets. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so once you have 8 single crochets on the first row, you're gonna go ahead for row 2. You're going to single crochet 8 stitches on each of the holes. Okay guys, so I'm still in row 2, and this is going to be my 8th stitch. So I pull out my marker and insert the hole and pull through, and I'll have 2 loops in my hook right now, and we're gonna go ahead and do a color change to blue. So go ahead and get your blue yarn and loop it through. Once you have that, you're going to just go ahead and snip some of the yarn. The yarn red, leave a long tail for red, but cut it off. And now we're going to do a half color change on row 3. So I'm finished with row 3. So from row 4 to row 9, you're going to single crochet in each stitch. This is row 9. And after this row, we're going to go ahead and finish off. Okay, so the last one, you're going to pull through again. Then pull a decent amount of yarn because we're going to sew together the arm. Okay. So go ahead and do one more arm so we can have 2 arms. And once we have 2 arms, what we're going to do is stuff a little bit of stuffing in the arm. And once we have a good amount of stuffing, what we're going to do is we're going to close the arms like so, and you're going to sew tight. You're going to sew them together. So go ahead and grab your needle and go ahead and poke a hole through and sew. Now go back and sew through like so. And now it's tightly closed. Go ahead and tie it off, and once you have it, you'll have a long tail. And just leave the tail because we're gonna go ahead and sew on the arms to the body later. And now you have 2 arms. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the shield, and for that you're going to need red, blue, and white yarn. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the blue yarn, and we're gonna do a magic circle of 6 stitches. Once you're finished with row 1, go ahead and do row 2. In row 2, you're going to do 2 stitches in each hole. So go ahead and do the first stitch on the first hole and do another one on the same hole. And that's 2 crochet in 1 hole, and you're going to repeat that for the rest of the rows. Okay guys, so before we finish off with row 2, we're going to go ahead and do a color change to red. And instead of doing a half color change, you're going to go ahead and just do a single crochet on row 3. So the first red is going to be where the marker is going to go. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off the blue because we're done with blue for this. I'll go ahead and tie the red and the blue together so it doesn't loosen up. And what I'm doing is just simply double knotting it to tighten it up. Once you have that, you can go ahead and single crochet the rest of row 3. 12. And on row 3, the 12th stitch, you're going to double it. You're going to increase, but for this one, you're also going to do a color change. So you're going to do a regular single crochet on the first one, the first stitch, and then on the second one you're going to color change. Okay, I'm going to put a marker right behind that, and then this is going to be 1 2 3 row 4. So on row 4 you're going to do again a regular single crochet with white, but this time you're going to single crochet 2 and then increase on the third hole. So let's go ahead and first let's go ahead and do the stitch first. So this is the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to increase on the third one. 18, the first stitch, and then on the first stitch is going to be a regular single crochet. On the second stitch you're going to have 2 white loops in your hook, and then you're going to grab the red and do a color change. There you go. And let's go ahead and put a marker on this. And we're basically going to be finished with the white, so you can go ahead and cut off the white. And I'm going to double knot it again to secure it. And on the 5th yarn, what you're just going to do is single crochet in each of the stitches. And then you're going to finish off by just doing one more, and you're going to pull through that one. And that completes the row, and you're just gonna go ahead and finish off. And for this, I'm gonna go ahead and just weave through the holes to make it seamless. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and zigzag through each of the holes until we run out of yarn, basically. And then I'm gonna tie it off. For that one, I'll just grab a tiny little thread right here and then knot it. Cut. For these, what you can do is kind of, once you double knot them, I'll cut them a little bit. And if you happen to have, you notice the wet right here where it's not completely even, what I can do is grab some light yarn. And basically poke a hole and poke a hole again, like so. And what I do is I just tie a knot. And then go back in again and go through like so. Now it looks even. Okay, now that we have all the parts made, let's go ahead and create that A and star with felt. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the star. We're gonna go ahead and stitch the body and the head now. So in order to start do this, we're gonna make an invisible stitch. So go ahead and do the invisible stitch up at the in the front of the head. And once you have that stitch, I'm gonna go ahead and stuff some more stuffing in this section, in the middle of the section, before completely closing the hole.